Well, hello everyone to the GeoGuessr World Cup final of 2022. Today I am joined by Zotomo as every season so far for the final. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah, happy to be back for our third season, right, of
It
the
is.
GeoGuessr World Cup. So
Yes.
yeah, really excited to get into this one.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, me too. So yeah, we'll have a look at the how the finalists got to their spot in the finals first. So we have a we have Lordpepsy and Calamity in the final. Both definitely very strong players. Lordpepsy won against Tall Impala in the semifinals, and Calamity won against Shumi Oboloso in the other semifinal. So the final today will be Lordpepsy against Calamity, as I said. So who do you think will be victorious today?
Well, I got to favor Calamity. He's been strong throughout the entire tournament, really. Lord Pepsi has had a few lucky breaks, and yeah, really surprised of Tall's combined total score there. Really not the best day for him on some maps. So that's a bit unfortunate. So yeah, Lord Pepsi getting another little break to get here into the finals, but um, I mean, I could actually see this one being a really low scoring matchup. I mean, Kyrgyzstan and Montenegro are not easy to get over 20,000 on. And then we have Indonesia for the tiebreaker if we need it in our third map. I guess it's total points, so
It
I
is.
forget about that all the time. So we will get to Indonesia. But yeah, even Indonesia can be a struggle depending on the seed. So we could see a really low total score, and it being you know you were like 100 points closer and one or two guesses in the middle of nowhere, and that could really separate this. So I'm really interested to see how these two will handle countries that are not going to be 25K-able for sure, and making the most of everything you can get. And I just think Calamity is gonna be able to come out on that. But I was definitely shocked by Lord Pepsi's performance in the semifinal. Maybe I'll be surprised here.
Yeah, that these are good points. What I want to add to that, I think Laura Pepsi is definitely not to underestimate because yeah, he's been uh, putting scores on the sheet of 24k plus on Montenegro, and that's I'm not
Mm.
sure if Calamity is able to do that. So I think he will have a fair advantage in Montenegro, and I mean Kyrgyzstan, that's Calamity's home country. I'm not sure if Lord Pepsi will be remotely as good as Calamity is on Kyrgyzstan.
Mm.
But I know Lord Pepsi likes to practice countries, so maybe he put in the practice and he will surprise us. I think Indonesia can
Mm.
go either way, can go either way because neither of them really know the country well. I think so. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. So yeah, let's see how the players do with the cast.
Well then, yeah, we'll go in order of this order. We'll start with Montenegro, move on to Kyrgyzstan, and then finish up in Indonesia. So let's jump in to Montenegro with both of them here. And well, not a bad, beautiful mountain road. Well, mountainous road to get us started.
With bad moving though, so um,
Yeah.
arguably still bad. The seats, by the way, are not handpicked as last season. Or yeah, yes, they are actually kind of handpicked. I chose a seed and then I slightly altered the locations to what I thought would be pinpointable because yeah, I wanted to see some 5Ks. I'm not
Mm.
sure about you or the other or the viewers, but I think it's always nice to have some pinpointable locations. So that's what I
Oh,
did.
interesting. Well, yeah, I mean, the challenge will just be getting in the right area to begin with. So if they can get in that area, then the roads and whatnot should help them pinpoint it, I guess. But I mean, first they got to see a sign. So
Yeah, which is which is not that common in Montenegro.
hmm.
Um,
Oh, there we go.
there's
As you
one.
say that, there's not a bad one. And Calamity's got this. I think they came up the same sign at the exact same time. Both of them heading west. So you just can't really read it. There's a picture, and that gives Calamity that little I don't know if peninsula is the right word, but a little stretch of land between the major lake and the ocean. Oh, and sure
Yeah,
enough, there's some big body of water to the west.
yeah. That means we're pretty much close to the coast or in a pretty coastal location. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
what Calamity did on the sign is he compared the coastline to the map on the picture of the
Mhm.
coastline on to the map. Yeah,
Oh,
to Google Maps. So, and there, yeah, as you said or gasped at, there is a useful sign for Lordpepsy, which tells him
yeah,
the municipality.
yeah, Budva. So it's got even a nice little outline as well. So even if you weren't quite sure where that is, you just have a nice little map there for you as well. Remember, we've entered the municipality, not the city itself. So we know we headed sort of west to get to that border, which only really gives us what? Let's Calamity showing us 2 or 3 roads that could even be the option. I think it's actually only two. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
only 2 roads this could be.
And Lordpepsy seems to be
Oh no,
pinpointing
there's
on one of
three.
them.
Yes. Now the N was at 2.3, and they are picking different ones, so could separate them a little bit. Got just a few more seconds. And yeah, it looks like it will be a Calamity who comes out on top of this one, 3,542. And I'm not sure what Lord Pepsi did. I thought he was looking at the right road, but did he? I must have just mistook where he was looking.
No, he looked at the wrong road. He didn't check the
Oh,
one
okay.
further south. I think he just forgot about that about the fact that the municipality goes further south and that
Hmm.
there are other possible roads this could be. So he was pretty focused on the one he had his guess on, and yeah, uh, missed it because of that. Calamity, on the other hand, um, yeah, it was closer but still on the wrong road. So yeah, that's about uh, 1,500 points lead for Calamity, which is a good start, but not much because the total score of points to achieve in this final is 7,500. No, what? 1 second. 75,000. Yeah, 75,000.
Yeah, totally.
Uh, so yeah, that might not change much.
Yeah, it is, of course, 3 maps. Everything is cumulative, so you never really know what you could get. Okay, well, let's get into round number 2 then, and oh, this could
That
be a really fun one.
that seems worse. This location seems worse than the first one
Yeah,
because we are in a valley on a much smaller road, and there might be some small town entry signs, but if you're gonna find them, that's pure luck.
yeah, this is not a major road that, and even like the town name, you know, okay, I got the town name, great, but where are you gonna start looking? I mean, we're
Yeah, yeah.
probably in the kind of northeastern half of the country. That's where most of the decent sized mountains. Yeah, sure enough, a village name for Calamity there, but I mean that could be anywhere, so not
Yeah.
a whole lot. And I think this really one's just gonna come down to the time, right? There might not be enough in 3 minutes. Both of them heading sort of southwest, so they're not gonna see anything different. It's just gonna be who can click faster.
Yeah. Yeah, as you said, it's not a guarantee that we will see any information this run.
Mm.
Um, they are probably or maybe or yeah, it's likely that they will only have to landscape guess we have a valley, so that might be like searchable, the valley
Mm.
direction, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, true.
But on the other hand, there might be many valleys that go in the same direction.
Ooh.
So
Interesting choice. Pepsi has gone back to the start and has turned around and go the other direction. So now we might see something interesting with them going different directions.
yeah, we might. The
Of
moving is
course.
bad by both direction.
Yeah. Kind of come to just accept the fact that almost anywhere in the world now is going to have rough moving with Google doing weird stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I found that I think they improved it slightly. I mean, I think it has been worse, the moving, at some point. I think it's better slightly than it was once, but yeah, not much. There
I
are
mean,
still
there are
some there's still some big parts of the coverage that are unusable or almost unusable.
yeah. I think like where you can move is very smooth. It's very nice, but then there are also massive gaps where it's just so chopped up,
Mm.
not
Calamity
stitched together well.
Calamity put his pin down and north of the country with 8 seconds to go. He's changed it now.
Yeah,
Um,
they're both sort of in that almost the exact same spot there, and as you can see, yeah, 65 points for Lordpepsy, 43 for Calamity. They were both in that kind of uh well northeastern kind of corner of the country and equally far away from it.
yeah, this round definitely didn't change much. Um, yeah, the landscape was really only the only thing we could have used to guess, or the players used to guess. And yeah, that was not really useful. As both didn't get very close. I think with better movement, they would have maybe made it out of the valley in time, but yeah, with this movement, definitely not.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate. Well, at least they're on equal footing and into round number 3. And oh, this makes it easy.
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah. Well, big body of water to the north, like unless it's a really strange inlet, it's got to be that major lake. So,
Yeah, that's true. But the difficulty is to pinpoint, to see what's on the road, what direction does the road go, and stuff like that.
mm,
The pinpointing is definitely the hardest part on that.
yeah, the directionality will be helpful to kind of get you set up a bit, but yeah, exactly where we are. I think the biggest clue might be the island.
Yeah, yeah. There seems to be some kind of building on it. Maybe there's a
Mm-hmm.
POI for it on the map. Yeah, but none of them, uh, neither of the players checked the islands for POIs or something like that for fitting yeah fitting shapes of the islands,
Mhm.
something like that.
Yeah, well, they're both scanning that coastline, that not coastline, rather that lakeside. And yeah, it looks like Lordpepsy is around the one of the major cities along the coast there.
Yeah, he's definitely found some type of civilization uh, to his east. Yeah, and then the question now is which of the villages it is. Calamity, on the other hand, is a bit further up the lakeside. And he's looking. Yeah, now he's moving a bit south again, so he's not that far off.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Now that I mean, if you look at just that kind of that water line, you have this pretty long, straight kind of. Keep wanting to calling it coastline, but it's not a coast. And so yeah, he is checking some of these other inlets just to make sure that it's not one of those because you could get thrown off. But no islands in the ocean and nothing quite matching up with what he wants. So
Yeah.
He is doing his due diligence, though, with about 30 seconds. He just really wants to make sure he's not going to get thrown off by one of these. But again, there's no islands along any of those inlets, and it's really only that lake. The Lordpepsy.
These are definitely not big enough, these lakes he's looking at now. Yeah, Lordpepsy is pinpointing now. And he's pretty sure that he's on the correct lakeside or coastline or whatever.
Yeah, there's a town down below you. You can see that. Calamity's going to move a little bit closer and call it good as time runs out. And yeah, about equal again. 4,679 for Calamity. 4,851 for Lordpepsy. So no aces yet, but still neck and neck, both of them within a couple hundred points on these, except for round number 1, of course.
Yeah, this location proved to be harder than I thought originally. I thought with the islands in the lake, it would have been easier, but yeah, pinpointing was still not easy, and yeah, that's that. Yeah.
All right, so we'll into round number 4 then, and ooh, a nice paved road in a town.
Yeah, there was a town entry sign visible very briefly. I couldn't read it. I know what it says though, but I'm not gonna tell you that now.
There was a spoos or something on Calamity's screen, and Lordpepsy going straight outside of the capital. Nope, there we go. Calamity's got it. There's the town that he just passed. Yep. Nice little wiggle of his mouse. Always appreciate that.
Now the only question is which roads are on the map and which are not.
How well do they know coverage?
Well, how well does Google map their maps is the other question.
Yeah, that is true. You don't want to get misled. We saw it
for example, for example, this road he has his pin at now is a four-way intersection, and he's not at that right now, so he's searching for one with 2 roads coming off a bit further away from each other, but he doesn't seem to find one that suits, and that's a bit confusing.
Yeah, still got a minute and a half left to go, but definitely seems like Lordpepsy has got a little bit of a better grip on where we might be. Yeah, there's that intersection, that one just down south of it. Looks pretty good. Thought that said IKEA for a second. It says idea.
A small IKEA.
I was like, oh, got IKEA everywhere, but
yeah, they do have IKEAs everywhere.
They do, but just not here.
Yeah, that would be very surprising. But yeah, Calamity is still searching on the map for his for his intersection.
I think it just doesn't quite. The map doesn't quite match what you see in the street view, and it's throwing him off a little bit. Yeah, but he's in the exact same spot that Pepsi is now.
Yeah, he is.
There's the garage up there,
and the gas station. Yeah, that it seems like there's the road to the north isn't on the map, and Calamity's guessing, and he got not quite a 5K.
Yeah, just a few seconds early. It is a 5K for Lordpepsy. Oop, this is the next round. A sneak peek at that. There we go. 4,988. So a slight advantage there for Lordpepsy. Definitely showing that in a decent location in Montenegro, he is a little bit faster and more accurate than Calamity.
That's no surprise, really. Calamity, made the mistake that he thought he was at the road going off to the south, which he wasn't. He was a bit further southeast. But yeah, as we said, the other road wasn't on the map, the one going off to the north, which made it pretty much impossible to pinpoint it exactly, except Lordpepsy did it. Maybe he had some locations in that area, and yeah, he knew that maybe that sometimes roads are not on the map for in Montenegro. Yeah, something like that might have helped him figure out where he was exactly.
All right. Well, one more round to go. Calamity's still up by about 1,000 points or so, just over 1,000 points from that round one. But yeah, after that huge gap, he has pulled it back a little bit, Lordpepsy, and pretty sure we're in the capital. The only
Yeah.
urban area like this that really kind of fits the country.
Well, there's Niksic as well, which is I think the second biggest town of the country, which it could be technically.
I guess I guess maybe we're on the outskirts of it, and I just thought we're gonna head close. Well, there's a good sign for some town names in the center of town as well.
But Lordpepsy doesn't quite think, yeah, or he doesn't quite look on the map for them. So maybe he knows where in which town he is, and he's looking for information towards where in the town he is, and not where in Montenegro he is.
Yeah, I mean, Calamity going straight for the capital. Oh, there it is. Yeah, he does a little wiggle. It is, in fact, on his on that little sign there, so that made it nice. Removed all doubt. And he's even got the neighborhood, I think.
He has, yeah.
So that definitely helps. And then just back to the start to try to read some road names, but maybe he doesn't even need that because it's very distinct. An ace. Not too bad. Very quick.
And I was gonna say that Lordpepsy, on the other hand, is not quite looking in Podgorica right now. He's looking a bit further south.
He is in the right neighborhood.
Yeah, he is now. Yeah,
there's the roundabout he was just at.
Up to it.
So, yeah, I think he has a really good bead on where he is. Just Calamity got the sign that told him exactly, and he just found the names. But a little bit more of a roundabout way to get there for Pepsi, but he is gonna get there.
It's not. Is it the right road though?
No, he's probably dropping about maybe only single-digit points right now, but there we go.
Oh yeah, no, that wouldn't have been single digit. That would have been like 20, or maybe even more.
Yeah, I'm never quite sure in these small little countries how much you lose.
Yeah, true. And one other thing, since the map only contains 5 locations, that
that's right.
That makes that makes drops much harsher.
Well, he will also get an ace within 4 meters, a lot closer than Calamity's 22, but equal points among them, so not too bad. But Calamity does take a win over Lordpepsy in the first map. Probably not what I even expected, but yeah, he'll take a lead where he can get it.
Yeah, definitely. Something like that.
Calamity's sitting on 18,252. Lordpepsy 16,881. So about a 1,400 point or so lead for Calamity.
Indeed, yes. So yeah, that's definitely handy to take to the next map, which is his home map, Kyrgyzstan.
Definitely. You never know what Kyrgyzstan can throw at you. You can get a whopping like 5,000 points total in a country like this. So
maybe not Calamity though.
Maybe that's a little bit generous. Okay, well then, let's switch over to our second map in Kyrgyzstan and get into round number 1. And yeah, immediately looking towards that border in the north part of the country, outside of the capital.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is a very distinct road, because as Calamity told me, or told his viewers in the video, in his recording, this road is a bit darker than the other ones, because I think it was recorded in the evening or late afternoon. and it is cloudy everywhere on the road. And there's a river next to it. These are just a couple of things to how to remember this exact road.
Mm-hmm. There's also tends to be quite a bit of traffic on it too, because it is a major road. So you see, for a highway in a country like this, you do see quite a few cars and trucks, depending on where and exactly in the coverage you are.
Yeah. And yeah, sometimes it's hard to pinpoint. It's hard to find the exact position because it's so long and goes almost everywhere in the same direction. So yeah, maybe sometimes the 3 minutes is not enough to pinpoint the location. Oh, and there we have something that might show up on the map. Some roads coming off that look quite distinct. That seems like it.
We go to a very short road. Of course, according to Google, they just don't go anywhere, but we can see that they do go a bit further.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
And yeah, Calamity will spend no time at all on that one. An ace for him. And now it's just up to Lordpepsy to see if he can find that little nifty intersection.
I'm not sure if he's noticed the very distinct shape of the road, and I don't think he's looking
he
for
has.
it. Oh,
he got it.
Oh, he has. He got it. Okay, never mind then. Never mind
yeah.
what I said.
I think he did notice it. He's just using the river more to double check his actual starting location. He realizes we're actually in between the... Yeah, and one thing here, like, you're in with like we saw within Calamity's last time, that if you're within about 25 meters, you're going to get an ace. So there's no real point in trying to be more precise than that, as long as you know for sure you're within that 20-meter range or so.
Yeah, and that's always hard to estimate, though.
Yeah, true. It can be very tough. But in this case, it's probably not 25 meters between those two roads. So
yeah, definitely not.
Yeah. But yeah, an ace for both of them to start off. As we can see, Lordpepsy did play after Calamity, so he'll be able to see how things go throughout this one. But yeah, very nice round from both of them here.
Definitely, yeah, good start for both. We'll see how it goes with the next couple of locations in Kyrgyzstan.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that both of them 5K'd their first location, of course, tells us that both of them have a decent knowledge of about the country, and I'm curious on how especially Lordpepsy does in the next couple of rounds, if he can keep it up.
Yeah, but we could see a lot as we get into round number 2. A lot of kind of just terrain guesses with no actual information, which means you're in the right region, but pinpointing can be quite tough. But we start off outside of a little village, and I thought that was a town entrance sign, but nope. Just a bunch of arrows.
So, not in Kyrgyzstan.
Yeah, not in Kyrgyzstan. What's even worse is sometimes in Kyrgyzstan you do get them and they're just not on the map. There's like whole towns just not there. So
that's always a thing with these countries. Yeah, it's really hard to be sure if your guess is correct. Both of them made it to the west end of the coverage and are trying to go in the other direction now.
Yeah, with just how dry this coverage is, I mean, we've got to be, the fact that it's not winter, we've got to be in the sort of eastern half of the country. There's some areas like this are the west side of the large lake and a bit southwest of that. Calamity's looking in that exact area. He thinks he's got a pretty good grip on where this might be. Yeah,
I think at this point he's just landscape guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Because also what he told me in this video I watched it just before our cast. He told the viewers that this area has like very dry mountains around it. the Narin area. So yeah, he believes that he's there. Lordpepsy is a bit slower than Calamity. He's a bit behind him.
But his pin is down on the same road. Not in the same place, but at least in the same... Oh, there we go. There's some distances.
Yeah, definitely. The question is also, of course, are these towns on the map?
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. Kenesh? Something like that. That's the one that's the closest. Oh, there we go. Yeah, sure enough. Kenesh. We go. To the east. So this little...
So yeah.
Yeah.
That means we are very close to Narin. Then that's the town we can see to the west of us.
Mm-hmm.
That's Narin. I think very noticeable town. Keep that in mind for your future Kyrgyzstan guesses.
Yeah, and sure enough, just 5 points off for Calamity. Again, at 25 meters or so, it can be pretty tough to guess. And a big number of points dropped on the right road. But again, just not getting the same kind of sign as Calamity did. Paschtetli, Pepsi, 2,663.
Yeah, that probably was because Lordpepsy's movement was a bit slower than Calamity's. Maybe that was because of his internet. Maybe that was because yeah, I don't quite know why, but all I noticed is that Lordpepsy was always a bit behind Calamity. So yeah, that's what the problem was. I think he got a quite good grip of the area and made a decent landscape guess, but it wasn't quite enough to get a 5K or close to a 5K like Calamity.
Yeah, so definitely, at least right now, Calamity has extended his overall lead in the competition. And, oh, you love to see that. There's only one major body of water in Kyrgyzstan that could be that. And how close we are. Not even, what is that? Maybe only 50 meters or so away. So, yeah, I think Calamity's got one of those just zoom straight in.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's still hard to figure out exactly where he is, but on this occasion he has a road coming off, so he just has to find a point or a location where the road angle matches and the road coming off matches, and hope it is on the map. That's one other thing to keep in mind. But
yep, looks like he's got one he's happy with.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, there's
just double checking now.
There's a bit of a loop as well, so that will help him. Just you can see that further sort of east on the road, and he'll guess plenty early. Another ace from him, only 5 meters off. He's sitting at 14,995. So after 3 rounds, Kyrgyzstan is looking like a breeze.
Yeah, it seems like for him.
Only dropping 5 points.
He's been playing a bunch of Kyrgyzstan lately, so he is he's quite familiar with the country in the moment, and it's no surprise that he's doing a great job at it.
Lordpepsy has picked out a road that he thought might fit, but not quite happy with it. And it wasn't the right one, as we know from Calamity's guess.
The angle just doesn't quite match. I think he's close now.
He's close. He's just not confident, so he's still checking other places. Back to what you said about his movement, it does seem like he has times where he's not sure what to do with himself. I know that feeling, because definitely that's what Calamity always yells at me for when we watch my videos. He's like, "What are you doing? Where are you moving?" And I'm like, "I don't know." He's like, "That's the problem."
Yeah.
You need to have purposeful movement, especially when you're on these short time limits. And at times, Lordpepsy kind of feels like I'm not sure which way to go. What do I do? Do I go back? And he spends a lot of time just kind of spinning in circles. And it looks like it's going to cost him not too many points, but he's not going to be able to pinpoint this one. He's just a little bit off. Yeah, 3,838, and he's actually across town, which, with how fast you can drop points in places like this, is going to cost him another 1,200 points against Calamity. So Kyrgyzstan has been a dream come true so far for Calamity, but turning into quite a nightmare for Lordpepsy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm not sure if Lordpepsy can catch up with Calamity. In Kyrgyzstan, at least. Indonesia, of course, is up for grabs for both of them. Yeah, I sometimes do the same thing with when I, at least in some countries like the United States, and when I have too many informations and don't quite know what to do with them, or when I have too less information, when I don't know, when I don't know if I should like search for the place or just yeah. Continue going down the road. Sometimes I do both and nothing properly. So yeah, that's a big problem in GeoGuessr that some people don't realize it that they have.
Yeah. Another draw area has Calamity going to kind of the southwest corner of the country right off the bat. Went there pretty quick. He must have seen something that made him feel like this is where it is, but
probably something like road direction combined with landscape or something.
Is that the lake? I think it is. If it's Yep, it is. So that'll definitely change where he puts his pin.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And we head north and we get closer to the lake. So there's only really one spot that could be, is that little stretch right there. And
yeah, and we started in a town. That's another thing. Or town, yeah, in a place with a couple houses.
A village.
Town is a bit of a stretch. Yeah,
and
yeah. I think
that might be a name.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Never sure if it's
but I don't think
a town
so,
name or a region or a district or something.
An advertisement.
Yeah, I'm never really quite sure.
Yeah, it's always hard to say, especially because in Kyrgyzstan there are no governmental signs that are always always the same, and you can be 100% sure that this is a town name or something like that. They look different on every road and all couple hundred meters.
So that name is the name of a group of roads.
Okay.
So every road in this area starts with that name, but
yeah, so maybe it's a region.
No, never mind. I think I misread
like
that. I think those are just ulits or something. Never mind. I think I got misled by some of the.
Oh, Calamity's videos, by the way, already moved on to the next round.
He's fast. Sorry about that. Trying to check what that might be, and I just completely missed it.
No problem.
But he'll, he made a. Yes, 10 meters away. That'll be very nice. Another ace for him. So 4 beautiful rounds. But this time, Pepsi's in the right town. Looking like he's going to pick up that ace as well.
Not sure, actually. No,
he was just one intersection a little bit too far north. 4,954. So a few more points dropped there by him.
Yeah, not that these points dropped here are gonna make a big difference, but still, this is now a bigger point difference between them. Yeah, let's move on to the next round. This time we are in a bigger town, which might be easier, but might be harder as well. Completely depends on the town and on how you process the information you get.
I mean, it can really only be one of two places, and the more we travel, the less I think it's the capital. But I'm never entirely sure. um,
Yeah, I can tell you it is yeah, one of either the capital or
yeah, that's the
Osh,
only two major
which is
cities
in
got
the
decent coverage. So
yeah, in the south west, I think, of the country. Yeah, one place is bigger, uh, Bishkek,
oh, it says yeah.
and one place is yeah, a bit more in the mountains, I believe. So yeah, I think they are not that hard to distinguish. And as we can see on Calamity's screen, he has found an area code for Osh and a sign that literally says Osh.
He's got everything he needs. Plenty of road names
Osh.
as well along the buildings rather.
Mm, one mistake possible now is that there is a street name on the sign he's looking at right now, but it's not guaranteed that he is on the street. It says on that because it could just be an advertisement for a shop on the other side of the town or the city.
True. But I think he's looking for it more as if it's a starting place he can at least use. But I think more of it's like you've
Yeah,
got
seems
a
like.
minute to just search this entire city looking for some of these road names you know where you are and hoping you find the right one.
Mm,
Uh,
yeah, Lord Pepsi is currently moving down the road, or up the road, and I think slowly moving out of town. He has his pin in Osh as well, though, so he's not too far off. I'm not sure what told him it is Osh, but
uh,
yeah, I don't think he has seen the same sign as Calamity did.
yeah, he hasn't had a nice sign, but I think as you explore the city, you just kind of can figure out this is not Bishkek. It's not the capital, so you know there's that sign that
Yeah.
Calamity had. So he has passed it. I don't know if he went by pretty quick, so it's always hard to tell what players spot.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Lord Pepsi Cyrillic is pretty good as a Montenegrin, but I'm not sure how fast you can read it.
And
I'm pretty
time will
sure you
run
can read
out
it quite
for
fast.
both of them. 4,739 for Calamity, 4,560 for Lordpepsy. So both of them in town, but not able to find the road. Yeah, Calamity definitely comes away with that one with a pretty big lead. Definitely.
Yeah, and that indeed, yeah. Calamity has currently 1 second. I can tell you how much points he has now. 37,896 points. And oh no, that was Lord Pepsi's. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Lord Pepsi
37.
has 37 k points, and Calamity has 42,986
Ooh.
points. So that's a comfortable lead for
Mhm.
Calamity. But yeah, Indonesia can change everything.
Yeah, it definitely can, but I mean, Calamity's got pretty much like what was it, over 5,000 point lead, so he's got a whole round where he can pretty
Yeah.
much just throw it away, and he's still got a shot at winning. Um, while Lordpepsy has to kind of really uh, hopefully that Indonesia will be his home away from home, where he's able to earn a
Yeah.
lot of points and to kind of take off a pretty rough Kyrgyzstan for him in this one. So yeah,
I mean, it wasn't very rough. He did better in Kyrgyzstan than in
Mhm.
Montenegro, points wise.
To be fair, I think it was an
So
easier
so
seed.
yeah.
The Kyrgyzstan seed could have been a
Yeah,
lot worse.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
we had a major city, the major highway, two locations where you could see the lake. So, I mean, right there, you're
True,
going to be
true,
able to
true.
get at least 4,000 points, I think. A little bit unlucky with some of the road, the pinpointing for Lordpepsy, which should cost him a little bit more than that on some of those rounds. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Indonesia has got to be a really bad disaster for Calamity, and I don't think it's going to
Mm,
be. So it could be very
we'll see.
close. I don't know. This could be the lowest of all three of the scores. So you never know.
Definitely. Yeah, could also be the
Yeah.
highest if the seed is
Yeah.
surprisingly easy. Yeah, Indonesia has definitely some ways to figure out
Well,
where he is.
that's one.
I think sometimes there are addresses, especially in bigger towns. There are addresses visible on the
Hmm.
shops at least that pretty much tell you the island, where on the island, and which city you are in. The difficult part is when the town is not that big to figure out where you are. There are also area codes to go off of, and some gas stations are numbered in a
Hmm.
with a system. So you can learn those things and maybe have some
Hmm.
advantage. Um, but yeah, that doesn't work if the town's small or if you are in a rural place.
Yep. Well, there's a pretty good sign.
It seems like
It
a
has
concrete
a, it
address.
has a full address, but yeah, it's pretty small for us to try to read. The thing is, do they recognize what island or district this might be?
Also, yeah, I don't think Calamity has
Mm.
seen it, but Lordpepsy seems to do something on the map, so maybe he has found some information he can use.
Yeah, I don't have all the islands and districts of Indonesia memorized, so
Mm, I don't think that it's possible to know every um, little
well,
district or
some of the big
town of
parts of the islands
Indonesia.
and stuff you can you can catch those
Yeah,
names.
sure,
So
sure,
maybe not
sure.
every minute district, but some of the bigger names that can help you parse out some of the more popular islands. But quite a few interesting
Yeah.
signs, lots of information about. Just can they make use of it? Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, if the names are very small, that the information is pretty much useless. And Calamity's made it out of town now, which is not a a good place to be because yeah, out of town probably means less information than in
Yeah.
of town, and the other way he's going now is also out of town. So, uh, and with 20 seconds left, it's
Yeah,
pretty
just
hard
gonna
to find
throw down a
some
guess in
useful
Central
information.
Java for Calamity. Maybe put us on Sumatra instead. Um, yeah, and the same for Pepsi. Just we're here, we're in Indonesia, and ouch.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's a fair start. 7 points and six. So
Yeah, I got
yeah,
closest.
neither of them really have any clue. What quite a large city that wasn't too far away. Medina, Medan.
Medan,
Here we go.
Medan.
Never know how to pronounce these things. But yeah,
Yeah,
way up in the
we
corner
were
just makes it
we
really
were
tough. Uh,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, you had to move. I think 3 minutes straight in one direction to make it to the
hmm.
highway, and none of them did. So yeah, that's definitely a rough run to start.
Hmm. Okay, well then into round number two, and we're on at least a nice road. Plenty of signs around again, but don't know if that means they're going to be able to find anything. They didn't find anything last time. So,
Yeah, sure, yeah. We have some mountains though, unlike the last round, so we might be on a
hmm.
different island based on that. Um, Lord Pepsi is looking at some information, probably useless though.
I haven't seen anything that I recognize, but not saying a whole lot. There's some mobile phone numbers, but never really useful because you can't base anything off of them. I'm just gonna go back and check a look at this sign here. Nope, nothing.
Yeah.
And just enjoying the beautiful South Asian scenery.
Yeah, landscape guessing is really hard in Indonesia for me, or I'm sure for most unexperienced Indonesia players. It always all looks the same. So even though it's different islands, and yeah, really, it's a really big country.
Yeah.
It all looks the same.
And he heads back to the start, and we'll turn around.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's east-west lengthwise, as long as United States, continental United States. But I might be wrong. I might be misremembering something.
That'd be a good
Well,
fact if it's true.
it could be true because of the it could be true because of the projection of the map. I never quite know how that works. But there is some information for Calamity. There's an address.
But I didn't recognize.
I'm not sure if he
yet.
recognizes it.
I think the only thing it might give away is that we are on. I don't know if that's the name of the island, but Kalimantan.
I think that's the Indonesian name for the island.
Because,
I think.
Yeah, Brunei.
I think the Malaysian one is Borneo. Yeah, Brunei is in the country in the north of it. This is the third country on an island.
So that can make it a little bit confusing. Well, we know it's pretty recent coverage. They got COVID stuff on there. How about that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think they have some 2021 coverage in Indonesia.
And there's some
Not
town
quite sure.
names and neither I'm really finding it that well either, but just by a little bit of luck, Pepsi is the one just slightly closer, 758, Calamity 307. So yeah, we talked about how Indonesia could be a challenge. That's 2 rounds. We haven't even broken 1,000 points for either one of them yet. So yeah. As you can see, I think you're leading currently with just over 1,000 points. So it's been a pretty
To be fair, I knew the locations and I was always guessing in the middle of them, so I wasn't too far off.
But it's still proving to be quite a challenge. Where did I go forward? Can't click on it.
Once again, let the timer run out.
There you go. Okay, into round number 3. A slight point lead, a couple hundred points for Pepsi, but he has to make up a lot of points, remember. This is the third map of 3, so this slight lead is not enough.
It seems like the town is bigger than the other two towns we have seen so far. Takalar it is called, as you could see on the Calamity screen briefly. But the other question is, where is Takalar? I think Calamity has zoomed in on what is it called? Sulawesi, Sulawesi, the weirdly formed island in the east of the country. And Lordpepsy has some Korean signs, which is a good sign in terms of signs. But I don't think, or at least I don't recognize any of the things written on there.
No.
There's another sign though. That seems like town names. Chennai, Ponto, and Bantai. I can't read that. Pantaing.
Good information. I just don't know which. That's the problem with Indonesia always. Like, What island are we on? Once you know that,
Yeah, Calamity seems to be kind of fixated on Sulawesi,
yeah,
so
that
maybe
might
I've
have
seen
been
like an area
probably the
code or
best
something.
clue. Now it's looking for some of these smaller towns. Pepsi was looking over Sulawesi, but we'll move on. And this might be a time with a minute left
Yeah.
just to look for some more information. Again, lots of stuff, but just nothing to really pin it down.
Yeah, Takalar seems to be like a big town in Street View, or a bigger town in Street View, or at least connected to a big town in Street. Connected to a big town. But on the map it doesn't quite show up. Calamity has scanned the whole of this Sulawesi island, and he did not find any town name like Takalar.
Looking in North Sulawesi, north part of that little island there right now. 20 seconds.
Yeah, Takalar
so
is
that's
written
gotta
everywhere,
be
as
the
you can see
local
in
area,
Lordpepsy's
but
stream.
Calamity staying near that major metropolitan area. And we'll probably just let time run out.
Yeah.
Not a bad guess. Maybe Takalar's a suburb, which again is really annoying because you want to know we're in, the major city and not the suburb name. But and it will be. Sure enough, there we go. 4,423 points. So that little hedge guess there from Calamity really pays off. And unfortunately, Pepsi moved us to the other island again. 461 points. So that's a huge gap, which pretty much means Calamity has to 0 2 rounds for Pepsi to have any chance. I mean, it almost happened in round 1, so let's not miscount him yet.
Yeah.
But it's looking like Calamity's all but wrapped this one up.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think with this score difference now, but I don't quite have the numbers in my head. But I feel like it's pretty much decided that Calamity has won it. It would require Lordpepsy to pull off 2 5Ks now, and Calamity to do really bad on the next 2, which is not very likely by terms of the round so far. So yeah, I'm curious to
it's one of those things where it's like, could he get 2 5Ks? Yes, but could those also be rounds in which Calamity couldn't? And I just don't think that's possible. So yeah, we'll jump into round number 4 and see what we got here. And looks like
if they move in different directions and Lordpepsy somehow finds the sign that Calamity misses, and that could be something that makes Lordpepsy's chances bigger. But it seems like they're moving in the same direction. Yep. No, they aren't.
Oh, they are. Well, they are, but at the moment they weren't facing the same direction because they're checking out that sign. So a bit confusing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they were looking at the same thing. There's a little bit of a sign. Pepsi will go back to check it out, but again, Peng does seem to be maybe a local name or something. Oh yeah, a district name, or something.
Maybe. I think what Lordpepsy just whirled at on his POV is that I think that was a mobile phone number, not a area code phone number, and so
Calamity will jump back.
The annoyance, I think, and Calamity moving in the other direction, so that might be Lordpepsy's chance. No.
Yeah, nothing.
There are literally all the town names.
Everything around. It's still a bit too much. Doesn't help you figure out where you are.
Yeah, there are definitely too many informations. I think there was Jakarta on it and some towns on other islands, so that's definitely not useful. Lordpepsy is looking at an address, I think.
Again. So,
seems like the village we are in.
I don't think it's the village name. Just probably the local district slash municipality, because this area might be too small to have its own kind of like mail slash government designation, right? It's just a separated village that's technically
Possible.
belongs to a larger city. Yeah, it's
Possible,
like that
yeah.
in Japan a lot too, which is really annoying because they're like, oh, here it has a local name, but it actually is on the map according to the bigger municipality not too far. Calamity thinking we're somewhere. Oh, there we go. Yeah, he's got the district.
There's Plumber.
There we go.
Oh, and he's moving his pin to Sumbawa, which is the Kabupaten
Yeah, I
he's
think
in.
that
I think
address
that's the
gave him everything he
municipality.
needed.
And I think though he is in Plambang and not in Sumbawa. I think that was a mistake to move his
But I
pin
mean,
to
he's at least in
Sumbawa.
the right district, and that's gonna be a lot more than we can say.
Definitely.
No, actually, Pepsi's on the right island if he doesn't move his pin, and yeah, 4,500. He'll actually get more points than Calamity. You were right, Paschtetli. That little move was really cost him there. Well, cost him 400 points or so against his opponent. So a small win for Pepsi in round 4. But yeah, a lot good information. You just had to know where to look for it, I guess, is always the case.
Yeah, sure, yeah. With only one round to go, and I think that's mathematically impossible now for Lordpepsy to win it. And if he has been paying attention to Calamity's scores, which I think he has, he knows that as well. So I hope he will sort of try his best for the last round. Yeah, for our entertainment's purpose. So yeah,
yeah, 8,880 points for Calamity. So he's got a 3,100 point lead or so, 5,743 for Pepsi. So not only did he have a pretty big lead coming into this map, but he's extended it. There we go. There's a beautiful
and there's
address.
all the
Finally.
information you need. Yeah. I think Java Tenga means something like Java East or Java West or something like that. Yeah, Central Java. Maybe it means Central. Yeah, I think it means Central Java.
Yeah,
oh, and there's the town.
A lot of these countries, like I know Vietnam is like this, and Indonesia can be like that. If you find a complete address on something, it is amazing because it goes all the way from a big district down, and you can just look at the map, find the larger name, and then keep zooming in and following the bread trail. So Calamity definitely enjoying that sign in his final round.
Lordpepsy, on the other hand, is not quite there yet. I think he's looking at addresses as well, but I don't think. Oh, Calamity has guessed and got a 5K. That was quick. Yeah, Lordpepsy is not quite has not quite seen the thing that means.
But he did get an area code,
Central
so that'll help him out. He did a little bit of a waggle with his mouse. Oh, there's the town as well.
Yeah, seems like. Yeah. Boyolali, yeah. Maybe he'll find it in time. Yeah, he has 1 minute to go. I think
I don't know if he'll
doable.
be able to pick it up right away, but trying to finish strong in this final round, but yeah, I mean, I would not have guessed that Kyrgyzstan might have been one of the easiest seeds. There we go. He finds a town for sure. I would not have guessed that that Indonesia would have been the hardest. I think maybe was thinking Kyrgyzstan would be a little bit harder than Indonesia, but this has really thrown them both for a loop. But Calamity has come out on top of this one and on top of all 3 maps. So
yeah, it was a very diverse seed, or it still is a very diverse seed with 5 different islands on there. But it was also a hard seed because there were very little biggish towns.
Nice
with,
ace
good information
to finish us off from Lordpepsy, but a little bit too late. 10,743 will be how he finishes things in this one. And yeah, we can now look then and congratulate Calamity on his win. You can see there he has bested Lordpepsy in every single map, meaning he takes, of course, total point win over his opponent, and he is crowned Season 3 champion of the GeoGuessr World Cup. Congrats. Lordpepsy will have to settle for silver, but hopefully he'll be back next season to try to take that top spot once again. But yeah, really interesting maps.
Yes,
glad to
hopefully.
have a different final map besides Switzerland this time. Paschtetli, we had your home country being the third map the last 2 seasons, but Indonesia definitely proving a tough one and a worthy opponent for these two.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, the reason I switched it from Switzerland was that I think it got quite boring and very. I think having Switzerland was an advantage for some people, so I decided to switch it up to a country that no one represents over the course of the whole tournament, and then randomly draw it from there. And yeah, Indonesia was the first one that I got. So yeah, I think that was a very finals worthy map with that requires some practice, and they still didn't quite manage to get a good score despite their practice, and yeah, just because it was a very hard seed. But yeah, that concludes the cast, and yeah, thanks for watching. Bye bye.
See you all next time. Take care.